it's only like maybe 3 feet, maybe 2 feet.
Holy smokes, I'm surprised it even worked.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if you put a 102-inch whip in that coil. But it would come alive.
It might. You know, I do have the top section to an IMAX out there I could screw into it.
Try it.
Yeah,
for the hell of it,
try it.
screw it in there. I mean, I wouldn't drive with it like that. You'd probably break the antenna. But for stationary, I'll bet it would work good.
Heck yeah. And put a top hat on it, and it'll work twice as good. Robert told me on that car deal if I'm ever parked and I'm going to be wanting to use the radio park, you just pull that stinger out there and just throw 26 foot of wire in that and figure out how to get it up in the air, and it'll still tune it.
Yeah, all that coil is a variable inductor, so it stands to reason if you put a longer whip on there, you'll need less turns of coil, and it should play a little better.
That's right.
I guess it's about that time. WR4AD.
KE4SXG. KB1YTO.
Yeah, I'm talking on this little speaker wire test antenna I threw up a couple of days ago. A speaker wire loop at about 15 and 18 feet places.
Well, it's speaking to us.
You know, of all the places, the thing's exactly resident at 3968. It's still good enough here, I can run it directly in the amp.
Well, it's simply mob.
Yeah, I don't even have the tuner in the circuit. Hey, Rick.
Which one?
I keep forgetting. You were sure anyway. There's T100s. I had a pair of them. Had one in my van and one in the MR2. And I had the ATAS, the early one, the 120, whatever. And on the lip, right above the motor and everything else, it worked on 40 meters. I'd run it down the road. Obviously, it wasn't set up for 80, 75 even. But holy cow, having a Stinger $1 on that thing, it could actually get you down close to 75 if it's in there already.
Yeah, I would imagine if you put a longer Stinger in there, it would tune up 80 meters. It probably mechanically would stress out the antenna and break it.
Yeah, it'd be wacky maybe in the other positions. But I had two of those FT100s. I never, ever sold one of those, or either one of them. I got an 857, but I'm sorry, that 100 was a beast. It was just friendly as hell.
That 100D I just bought brand new in the box is 20-something years old.
Good for you.
I like the one I had. It's a good radio.
It's a double wide, and I stuck it to the air conditioner out back. And it seemed to work pretty good over there, but I can't get it to work on my truck or car, either one. Well, it'll work. I just can't get it to tune up 40.
On what?
It's an ATAS. I had it on the truck and my car both, and I can't get it to tune up 40.
Huh, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I was trying to get an ATAS out of one of my buddies, but he said he's going to put it on his truck, but he's been saying that for 2 years.
Well, I've got a buddy up in northern Kentucky. He used one on a hoodlet mount on his Tacoma, and then it lost. He loved it. It was perfect all the time. He kept on the hook on his one. And I bought one to use in my 410 there. I just magnetized it to the air conditioner, 1,000 miles a gallon for 58 for a couple, 3 weeks. I used it there before I moved.
Yeah, I think they're only supposed to work 40 through 10.
Right, yeah. I just can't get it to tune up 40.
They supposedly are coming out with the Addis 130M.
Really bad out there, so I'll say 73. God bless all you guys, and
don't expect any response because it's a way coming around. I think the old son's still mad at us. K482M 73, all you got.
All right, Lenny, good hearing from you. 73, KE4 SXG.
See you later, Lenny, and watch out for solar flares.
They're coming down, they're coming down. Yeah, supposedly ACAS is coming out with the 130M, which is supposed to be 80 through 6.
Oh, that'll be nice.
It's a great little package if it'll work. Isn't that what she said?
Yeah. He said, looky here, player.
That's what mine says. It's fun and it works.
Remember, it's not the size of the weapon. It's the fury of the attack. No skipper tonight. Man, he's got so many platinum turds.
I think I'm a couple of weeks out on my mobile rig. We'll see if I can pull it together in that time frame.
Well, I got the radio, but I have zero incentive to put it in my truck, because I'm not in there enough to justify getting on the radio in the truck.
Well, truthfully, I'm not either. Just a little bit of a bad challenge, I guess.
The sweetest mobile deal was when old Ricky was on that night guard duty at that marina. He had that bigger rated MFJ hamstick, 600 water. He got permission to plug in extension cord. He had his Mercury 3 sitting in his Jeep. He'd get in here on that vertical at night and get all that water around it. He did quite well, but he's one of those guys that just didn't realize that once he's doing 400 or 500, that's all you really need. But he had that Mercury 3, and he smoked that 600 watt MFJ hamstick. And he went and got another one, and then he started behaving. But isn't that something? Somebody's got to smoke something before they learn.
I think he even blew up the mercury running it into that thing.
Yeah, he's the only customer, Angel said, that actually blew up the LB moth. He was just being stupid. He admitted it. He was just pushing everything too hard.
I'll probably doing that tonight with this little piece of wire loop that I'm using. I got it dialed down.
I don't think it would get smoked even at legal limit.
And my little adapter, the antenna, is just one of those little plastic adapters. Two barriers, terminal, two screw terminals, and a DNC connector.
Oh, that's a different story.
Yeah, get a little warm.
I don't think that would like full legal limit.
Yeah, I've got my drive down as low as I can get it tonight on the, so I'm driving the 5 watts.
You'll look out the window, Rick, and you'll see a fire out there burning in the yard.
Yeah, you open the door and what's that smell?
Well, I got my long loop wire in today, so it'll all be coming down tomorrow, pal. I would expect it today.
Yeah.
Then we'll know.
I'm going for more tea. Be back.
Hey, I'm going to do the same thing. 84 XL.
Roger. Well, while you fellows are doing that, I guess I better go get some. Otherwise, I'll run out. WR4AB, I shall return. Alrighty, full blast. It's a beautiful thing.
It's still monitoring, but it's kind of flipping around the band. Still monitoring a little bit, but it's kind of a wavy reception here. Not sure. I'm sure some kind of storm or something like that going on and pushing something. Anyway, good hearing you guys. I'll be sitting back and I want to say.
I'm just sitting here chilling, Lenny. Earlier, I checked the solar weather while I was messing around on the computer. Yeah, lo and behold, we had a little solar activity today, so that would explain the condition of the band.
You went from almost 20 over down to almost 9. And then came back up just up to about a little over 10. Anyway, that's kind of a wavy going on. I've been kind of flipping around, watching stuff. I lost most of my off-air TV over the weekend. I mean, it was so sketchy. It was amazing.
And you know that's pretty heavy-duty solar activity when it wipes out the television band.
Well, not necessarily, but imagine me being 70 miles south of Atlanta and right at that distance for the transmission area, and got a 4-bay antenna and stuff with 24 dB amp or whatever, but they have mass mounted, but it still does affect that. In my opinion, it may affect their whatever.
Well, all the digital TV signals, to the best of my knowledge, are on UHF now. They pretty much abandoned the VHF band. So I guess ducting and all that crap isn't as prevalent as it was when they were on VHF. But still, even on UHF, when the bands go crazy. That signal could go anywhere, or it could go nowhere.
That's 100%. Anyway, I'll leave that alone, but I'm sure there's more intelligent conversations to have. But yeah, it's kind of it is sort of a wave, if you understand what I'm saying. And I haven't put my thumb on it, but I'm just saying I'm at the fringe of receive from those sites anywhere, so any kind of atmospheric or a viewpoint or something like that may be affecting a lot. But anyway, sure it's a pain in the butt though. Leave it with you. There is a mess I've left behind me. K4HUM.
There you are. Can you imagine you're watching the evening news and you hear some dude with a British accent key up and he's asking for his next call and what address, and it's some weird street you never heard of. You're like, what the hell is that?
I thought you were going to say he keyed up and make some comment about St. Taxes.
All I say, old chap. The dude's watching the news going, huh? Well, back in the day when hams were using 6-meter AM, boy, if you wanted your neighbors to love you, get on at prime time on 6-meter AM with those old analog TVs. And man, your neighbors would love you for miles.
Oh, boy. I've been there, done that.
Some good guy was running rapidly
antenna with the about 800 watts behind it. Yeah, it wakes up the neighbors a lot.
Imagine that, full legal limit on 6-meter AM. Back then, you would have wiped out a whole town full of TVs.
Hey, that's a fact. My son rebuilding the MRI machine. It's a TV Sigma MRI at the head. And the runs are pretty phase, whatever, but the 8877s are parallel for the main driver. But going from 146 to about 178 or something like that. Not 146, I'm sorry. 56 to whatever, all the way up. The whole band is like that. Certainly it's the main deck. I'm going to try to get a 2-meter like that.
I've heard of people converting those amplifiers. Well, RF deck is good. You just got to rip all the other guts out of it.
He probably needed different transformers because the bulk of the main PA was 3-phase.
Yeah, it'd be a little challenging in the house.
With the Ameritron going away and the ALS 500 disappearing off the market, I'd like to put a bit in the available mobile amplifiers these days, but
Well, the fine folks at Mercury have come to the rescue with a 600-watt LV MOS amp. There's only one catch. It runs on 48 volts. So you would have to figure a way to generate 48 volts. You could run it mobile.
well, you can just buy a battery for it. That's not too big a deal, but it's over $2,000. It's probably getting ready to take a big hike in price.
Yeah,
The Ripple power supply with lithium backup battery. Sorry.
So what I meant was, how do you charge it in a 12-volt mobile?
Yeah, you guys should bring it home.
They make an inverter to charge it. IAP put one in his vehicle. It's a fact. It trickles, and you may have to hit a landline before it's over.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If you wanted to run a good 600-watt LV MOS, that new Mercury would be the bee's knees in the mobile, wouldn't it?
I totally agree.
It's the same. Off the frequency.
Did he say 5 watts?
You sounded like your gonads were in a vice, man.
Oh, you sound marvelous.
Oh,
64, 60.
For a second, I had to make sure I wasn't checking into South cars.
I just put my radio on.
Yeah, up and healing them up there.
Remember the days you would tune into South cars, and there was a whole bunch of old timers on there with they had like some old radios, and then there was no two of them on the same frequency.
Oh yeah, now we're the old timers.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Thanks to both singers.
I used to get a kick out of listening to South cars back then, but man, I wore out a couple of clarifiers.
Oh boy. Mac, you still in here?
It's funny.
Where's Mac at? He has got to he's got to the 4 MAC. What do you do?
I bet he was smoking a ciggy. Captain Charles, please report to the communication room.
Yeah, he said he got that wore out. He's been doing all that daytime stuff. He hung with me for about 15 to 20 minutes. I thought it just would be him. He stepped up on something. He was wore out. I'm going to go tonight, too.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of that 5-9.
Yeah. Man, I've been ready to get a few minutes myself. I ain't had more than 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night in 3 days.
Well, here we are, basically at the peak of the cycle, and I haven't worked the first DX contact.
Well, I'll tell you what, the new guys in the hobby that, just got their HF privileges a few months back, they are in the catbird. Yeah, it only gets worse from here. Boy, howdy.
I'll probably...
Shotgun cigarette, Ron, just walking back in the room. Getting late, saying good night, everybody. Have a good W40.
All right, Mac, good hearing you. 73.
Have a good one, Mac. See, I knew it, Rick. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. Night, Mac. I've been begging to. 8481.
You are full gliding into the repeater. Thank you for the activation. QSL via the borough.
Well, you're back up to Tony over.
That's right. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. Perverts on the air.
Well, I want to wave it. Through here. You were apparently just fine to this anyway. Welcome back. Holy cow, glad to hear you.
I'm pedaling as fast as I can, man. The generator is maxed out.
Well, it was a pretty good night at work today. Got about 4 stop sign runners, 2 speeders. Somebody got out of their vehicle, parked it in a parking lot, left it running, and he got out of his vehicle and he was on the phone and forgot to shut his vehicle off. Just walked away with it, they had the mod. 3 hours his car was running, didn't even know it. He said, oh, this sucks up a 40 tank of gas. That's what happened when you leave the car running for 3 hours on something.
Not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
He's lucky somebody didn't get in it and take off.
Yeah. Wow, what's with you, though?
Deep, deep, dee, 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 dee. Ladies and gentlemen, in the center ring. Well, wait a minute. You're supposed to be doing that, Rick. You're the ringmaster.
I'm hard.
First stop on spring break for Atlanta and Chicago on the flying southeast.
Oh, boy.
They fly through the air with the greatest of ease. It's Bill and Billie Jean.
And they'll fill you blind and bring you down to your knees. It's some good stuff there.
The Flying Kitties.
The Sea Lion Express live with Saturday.
Sorry.
Oh, did you check out those lyrics, Rich? You know, did you check that video out? He actually had a dream about Eddie and wrote the lyrics down. It's all, you know, the whole storyline there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. It's almost like Eddie came back.
Yeah, he got a hold of him in the dream.
Imagine, if you will, a great guitar player who comes back from the other side.
Hold on, I gotta load this thing back up. Hang on.
What the hell is he doing, loading the bowls?
Yeah, I'm loading, yeah, you bet.
That's what it is. He's over there. He's burning a tater, right?
These guys are ridiculous. Anyway, it's all good. I enjoy the heck out of you guys.
You know, as far as people getting a hold of you from the other side in a dream, I had an experience just like that. My guitar player friend Matt King, we knew each other from high school, and he passed several years ago. But we always discussed, if one of us left first, if possible, if that's the real thing, saying hello in somebody's dream like that, making an appearance in a dream, he would do it. I had never dreamed any dream with Max in it. Never had any dreams after he passed, but about the fourth year after he passed away, in this dream I was walking into a pub, and we both said if we did that we would do something so damn bizarre, and we would do something relating to what's going on in our lifetime. Well, what happened with me and Max, I walked into this pub, and it's very similar to one I used to hang out years ago, and a few of the people were in the crowd that I knew, and I looked over at one of the booths up against the wall, and there's Max sitting there, and his last name's King, Matt King, and during that time, that's when the Burger King commercial had that goofy-looking king. He had his crown and all that. Well, Mackie was sitting there at that booth with the paper kid Burger King crown that they gave out to kids. He's sitting there like that, and he goes, "Hey, Ricky." And I turned around and I said, "Oh, Mac." And this dream was so real. And he says, "Thought I'd stop by, man." And he never drank. He wasn't a drinker. And he was sitting there with a big plate of French fries, which he always was. And I walked over and I said, "Man, this is really crazy." He says, "Check this out. Look under the table." I looked under the table and he had big-ass duck feet. He had these big-ass duck feet, man. They were like 10 inches in diameter. And he looked at me and he said, "I told you." And I woke up. And it was the weirdest deal. So I guess he had mission accomplished. He got a hold of me in his dreams on the most bizarre thing he could think of. Wow.
Man.
Isn't that wild?
Cool.
I bet that kind of freaked you out, didn't it?
Oh, hell, I woke my wife up and told her about it. It was absolutely crazy, man.
She looked at you and said, "You didn't smoke nothing funny before you went to bed, did you?"
Oh, she knew about us talking about it and stuff. She was freaked out, too. I think he did get a hold of you, saying howdy doody.
Yeah. But that circus music, that's another story.
Yeah. For a
probably started here in the twilight.